Hello everyone, welcome to our program. Tonight, an end to an era for some traders at Aviation market as they are forced to relocate to Ajen Kotoku. Meantime, U.S. Trade and Development Agency has announced a $1.2 million grant to beef up operations at the Kotoka International Airport.
An increasingly strong demand for MRO facilities presents an opportunity for Ghana and for Kotoka International Airport in particular to serve as a regional hub.
Also tonight, MTN Ghana to invest $149 million in network expansion and modernization to keep up with global transition to digitization.
Of $149 million in network expansion and modernization this year to meet the demand for digital services from customers, from consumers, and from MSMEs.
My name is Darrell Kwao. Welcome to Business Live. We will be right back with some more details. Welcome back to Business Live, everyone. We begin with this story from the airports. The U.S. Trade and Development Agency has announced a $1.2 million grant for a feasibility study to support the development of a maintenance, repair, and overhaul facility at the Kotoka International Airport. The U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, Stephanie Sullivan, presided over a ceremony in Accra. Charles Aite has more in this report.
No matter how minor or complicated the repair works could be, airlines must repair their aircraft at a certified MRO in order for the aircraft to return to service. But with the unavailability of maintenance and overhaul repair facilities in Ghana, airlines had to utilize MROs in other parts of Africa. Speaking at the launch of the grant, the U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, Stephanie Sullivan, explains that this study builds on the previous USTDA feasibility study in 2009, 2011, and 2012 to undertake enhancement at the Kotoka International Airport.
Currently, Ghana and West Africa are losing the fiscal benefit and reputational status of having an MRO capacity. MRO facilities on the African continent represent approximately 4% of the global MRO market, with only 3 existing MROs in Africa and no MRO facility at all in West Africa. An increasingly strong demand for MRO facilities presents an opportunity for Ghana and for Kotoka International Airport in particular to serve as a regional hub, creating skilled job opportunities and elevating Ghana's position in the aviation sector.
The managing director of the Ghana Airport Company Limited, Yao Kwakwa, explained that the feasibility study will go a long way to reduce costs involved aircraft repair and maintenance works.
With excellent customer service that goes with the need to provide our services in a safe and secure manner, we know that we need to also develop the facilities that goes with the sector development. And this MRO is going to go a good length to further cement us that way. I was extremely happy to hear the Deputy Minister of Defense saying that we should extend the MRO facility to other regional airports. Indeed, we do have that. And so we believe that, for instance, Tamale is going to be a very good place for another MRO facility.
On his part, the Deputy Transport Minister, Hassan Tampolu Suleiman, lauded the initiative as it sets the country as the aviation hub for West Africa.
that the potential for growth of the air transport industry and its attendant benefits remains huge. With the easing of the COVID-19 pandemic, the aviation industry is gradually bouncing back to life with very promising prospects for growth and expansion. This steady growth is expected to increase the frequency of aircraft movement on the continent and thus creating an insatiable demand for adequate aircraft MRO facilities to service them.
The establishment of the Maintenance and Overhaul Repairs Facility makes Ghana the only aviation hub in West Africa to have such a facility. This activity supports the Prosper Africa Initiative, a U.S. government initiative to substantially increase two-way trade and investment between the United States and Africa.
Now, still on investments, MTN Ghana has disclosed that it is investing $149 million in network expansion and modernization to keep up with the global transition to digitization. Chief Executive Selim Adadivo says this will improve the telecom giant's services to meet the rising demand of consumers, including enterprises. Speaking at the launch of MTN Ghana's campaign dubbed Accelerating Digitization of the Informal Sector, Chief Executive Selim Adadivo said the investment in network expansion would help Ghana keep up with the rest of the world in the digitization process.
With technology-based innovations such as e-payments, business management suites, e-commerce, marketplace, apps, to name a few, the achievement of a modern connected life for MSMEs in Ghana will be greatly enhanced. Being fully aware of the enormity of the accelerated digitization, we're investing a total of $149 million in network expansion and modernization this year to meet the demand for digital services from customers, from consumers, and from MSMEs.
Chief Enterprise Business Officer at MTN, Samuel Ado, also assured enterprises of modifying solutions to suit their challenges. According to him, MTN has a wide range of services to meet the demands of SMEs, but the enterprises are unaware of them, hence the call on businesses to visit their offices for specific solutions.
MTN, we have packages for individuals and we have packages for businesses. In the business segments, we have a package we call SME Plus, which has a lot of goodies, including data packages, which are specially packaged for SMEs. One of the benefits of that SME Plus is you make free calls on Mondays. I'm sure most businesses don't know that. Monday is the beginning of the business week. And if you can make all your business calls free on Monday, voila, that is great business. So there's a lot of packages we have for you. The difference is that for businesses, you don't do off the shelf, you do customize. So speak to us. You have our social media handles, you saw our numbers, and speak to us, tell us what you are doing, and then we'll come in and show you how best we can tailor special solutions for your needs.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive of Haptel Ghana, Alex Bram, who also addressed the event, said the best way to run a business is to do it digitally. He said any business running solely on cash is bound to lose money and data.
To date, there are still businesses that depend solely on cash. And if you show up with any electronic forms of payment, you're pushed away. But what is becoming evident is that cash robs a business of more than just money. It robs you of knowledge to grow your business. And if you encourage your customers to be paying with paper, you're always losing a lot of information.
The campaign, Accelerating Digitization of the Informal Sector, is aimed at supporting micro, small, and medium enterprises to enable them fully access international markets. Now, the implementation of the Interim Economic Partnership Agreement between the EU and Ghana takes off today. This means the EU market will accept goods from Ghana on the duty-free, quota-free access policy, whilst the country also frees access to its market for 80% of the total volume of EU exports. Here's a joint statement released by the EU and Ghana. Of the EU and Ghana on the start of trading under the EU-Ghana Interim Economic Partnership Agreement. Executive Vice President and Commissioner for Trade of the EU and then the Trade Minister, Honorable Alan Tremantin, are pleased to announce that from the 1st of July, That marks the start of the effective implementation by Ghana of the Interim Economic Partnership Agreement between the EU and Ghana. It goes on to say that since December 2016, the Interim EPA guarantees duty-free, quota-free access to the EU market for products made in Ghana, and as of today, Ghana starts liberalizing access to its market for 80% of the total export volume from EU. Now, this is crucial for developing and diversification of our bilateral trade, the statement says. It also creates better opportunities for EU companies to trade and invest in Ghana and produce goods for export to the wider African market under the preferences available under the Continental Free Trade Area. Now, the removal of tariffs on intermediary goods and machinery from the EU under the interim EPA will mean cheaper inputs for Ghanaian production. This will also make locally produced goods more competitive and support industrial development in Ghana and the country's integration into global value chains. The statement goes on to say that in addition, trade-related development cooperation under the interim EPA will facilitate reforms of the fiscal revenue system, improve the business environment, and promote the upgrading of the productive sectors in Ghana. Although the interim EPA was concluded in December 2007 and ratified by Ghana in 2016, the implementation of the tariff liberalization schedule was delayed pursuant to technical adjustments agreed between the EU and Ghana. Now, the necessary rules of origin documents to be used for trading, including the certificates of origin and origin declarations, have been developed, and the codes and systems are in place for the start of the effective implementation of tariff cuts for EU products entering Ghana. Trading under the interim EPA reaffirms the deep interest of both Ghana and the EU, the statement says, to strengthen their long-standing trade and economic relationship. It also underscores their shared ambition to enhance relations between the EU and the Economic Community of West African States and African states more broadly. Statement issued by the EU and Ghana on the Interim Economic Partnership Agreement. And while you know that the EU as well is expected to take Ghana off its blacklist of countries with money laundering deficiencies, well, the finance minister says government has put in place measures to ensure that Ghana does not return to that list of the Financial Action Task Force. Now, last week, the task force removed Ghana from its grey list of countries with weak money laundering policies. Now, according to Ken Ofriata, government is working to strengthen the institutions to prevent a blacklist.
It was not because of flows of illegitimate money through our systems, but really strengthening the institutions that would ensure that these things do not occur again. And the commitment from the Finance Ministry, Bank of Ghana, and GRA to give the appropriate resources to FIC so that it becomes a first-class organization to continue to do that. I think the issue of the beneficial ownership is very important because then your ability to hide money through other systems are curtailed, and as we get more digitalized, you can't really have handbags of money flowing through the borders or anything for you to be able to get it into the financial system, and that is key. So the strengthening of the NGO area, strengthening of FIC, awareness by the public and the institutions so that there's self-regulation and clear penalties would also come into play here.
Now, to one of our top stories tonight, it's been the venue for their business for close to a century, but after nearly 2 decades of attempts to relocate them, traders have finally begun moving from the Agbogboloshi market to Aje Kotoku. But it didn't come easy. Today, a joint security task force stormed the market to force onion traders to comply with the directive to relocate. Manuel Kwanting was there.
The scrap dealers make a point that they were not informed and notified about this impending relocation exercise, and they have concerns. And as the onion sellers have been relocated to Aje Kotoku, they are asking a question, that is, where are they being relocated to? I'll speak to their secretary here, and he'll just join me briefly for a quick interaction. Darryl, as we bring you this report from Agbublushi. Sir, what's your name?
I'm Kola Bukari Sule.
Okay, Bukari Sule, we've learned from the regional minister that prior engagements have been had, community engagement and sensitization were undertaking, and your boys were learning bent ties here and were causing a commotion. How is it that even after all these engagements, you still went ahead to do that?
We have been hearing that they are going to demolish Union people. Even anytime you heard from radio station, you hear Union people, not include scrap dealers. The regional minister himself said yesterday on air, which I heard, that the committee they have created, it includes the Upper East MPs, 3, and then the MP for Brikma Central. And then the majority of those selling the onions are from Upper East. And some of them are even foreigners. If maybe there was a committee and then there was sensitization towards it, who is representing with the scrap dealers in the committee? Who is representing us? If they are giving us a notice, he should shingle us a letter that has been addressed to the Greater Accra Scrap Dealers Association. We are not saying we are not going, but we should be treated as they to treat it. They have a committee for about 3 months. They are aware. Even we try to see whether we are part. Anytime you approach somebody, you are not included. So we are appealing. Maybe if you not give us a place to settle, but they should give us a time for us to be able to also evacuate our materials, our properties there, and then let the land for him.
Honorable, grateful that you could speak to us this afternoon. Just a bit of clarification on how the assessment of this exercise has been for you.
Well, the team that undertook this exercise actually have been meeting for over 3 weeks. They came to do the reconnaissance and they put together the logistics that they will need for the exercise, and also worked out the days that they are likely to spend here. We have just had a meeting, and it's been decided that the team will be here for about a week to ensure that all the debris are cleared. And as I keep saying, we want to have the place a complete ground zero. Now, fast forward. We put together a team to actually engage them. That included the MC for Brikma Central. My regional coordinating director met with all of them here, and then Honorable Amedata, the immediate past member of parliament for Okakwe South. Now, they agreed to move. They requested for a few things, i.e. trucks and all that, and we agreed to give them. In fact, they went to Ajin Kotoku, and they refused to go to where they were told to go to. And I think that it is not fair on us, because Ajin Kotoku, apart from where the onion sellers are, there is about a 12-acre land that they could easily come and do their business. What are we going to assure? Who are we assuring? I'm asking you the question now. Who are we assuring?
The folks who have resisted this afternoon.
Move everybody, and we'll move everybody. Nobody's going to stay here.
Nobody's going to stay here. That's the regional minister for Greater Accra, Henry Quartet there. You're watching Business Live. Coming up next, a summary of international business news stories. And welcome back. This is Business Live. Now, CEO of Cocoa Board, Joseph Boyne-Edu, has disagreed with the EU's perception that children working on cocoa farms is a form of child labor. The EU is warning of blacklisting Ghana's cocoa exports if the issue is not addressed. Now, listen to Dr. Boyne-Edu's explanation seeking to differentiate between child labor and what he calls child work.
If you're a child at the age of 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years, you cannot sit in the house whilst your mother goes up and down the riverside to fetch water. When you sit in the house and allow your mother to be going up and down the riverside to fetch water, you are seen as a spoiled child. You will not live out to become a responsible person. This is our culture. So right from the age of 11, 12, you start going to the riverside to fetch water. But when people from elsewhere come to see these things, they classify them as child labor. I say it's child work. So you have to make the distinction.
Child labor, child work. Well, if you live in Ghana, you can relate with what Dr. Joseph Boyne-Edu is saying. So we shared this on social media to get your thoughts on it. Cocoa Board calling for immediate distinction between child labor and child work as EU threatens blacklist of cocoa exports from Ghana. And we are getting a number of reactions from you. We want to show you those reactions right now to what you are saying about it. This from Stephen Kofi Asante on LinkedIn. He says, defending the indefensible, buyers of your cocoa say they do not want those along the supply chain, be it child labor or work. Hashtag leadership, hashtag sustainability. So that's Stephen Kofi Asante there. This next one says, then they should go and buy British cocoa. The EU cannot determine for us how to pass on long cherished traditions with children. That's comment from Joel Lamptey on LinkedIn. Also, this is an interesting subject. I hope it can be addressed in a proper manner. The thoughts of Gideon Agbenyega Susu Jr., who is the CEO of Gideon Agbenyega Dream Ventures. We can get you some more comments. Yes, this could be an interesting topic for debate, especially in our context where children are asked to help out with farm work, etc., not as a means of punishment. Work, for example, is it exploitative? And so those were some comments. I believe the last one there from an HR practitioner. But you can follow us on LinkedIn, Joy Business, for more posts and to continue the debate over there as well. Now, the Registrar General, serving as official liquidator for the defunct fund management and investment firms, will be meeting creditors of 4 of the defunct companies to update them on the bailout process. Joy Business is learning some funds have been released by government. Meanwhile, the Securities and Exchange Commission has received liquidation orders for Omega Capital, First Bank, Strategic Hedge, and ProCap Capital. Here's Deputy Director General of the Commission, Paul Abebio.
Well, I think for now, we will come out with an updated release, but we've gotten additional liquidation orders since our last issuance. And the liquidator is having some creditor meetings tomorrow. I think about 3 of the firms that we've obtained liquidation orders for since January, we are having actually since March, actually, we will have an update on them. This includes First Bank, Strategic Hedge, and then Omega and ProCap Capital as well. So we've obtained liquidation orders for these additional firms.
So even though you don't want to give us the full information, can you give us a highlight of what this meeting will be?
No, so typically the official liquidator will engage the investors, explain to them the position of the firm, and then subsequent to that, she'll organize what we call investor class meetings. And that'll be for those who actually are the investors. So some of the creditors are general creditors, former employees, even the GRE is also a creditor, the statutory obligations, and then other suppliers of these firms will all be invited to this overall creditor meeting. And then subsequent to that, when the government bailout is being offered to these people, there'll be an investor meeting as well. And that is sent to those who are actually investors in these fund managers to also address their questions and give them clarity on how they can sign up to the bailout program. Because we already started the partial bailout last year, this, in a sense, is a continuation of that. So those who are in the partial, when we obtain liquidation orders, we roll them over into the full bailout. So this will just be to inform them of what the full bailout comprises, and then we take it from. The partial bailout was a fixed amount. In the full bailout, the amount varies depending on the category that you may find yourself in.
So are we right to say that there has been some additional funds coming in for the bailout?
Yes, yes. Government has gone to Parliament. I think before our last official interaction was at the beginning of this year. That was before the budget, the full year budget was sought. And in that budget, Minister requested.
And that's Business Live tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. My name is Darryl Kwao.